Hey, Motorman here. Listen, a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on U-turns from a stop. Now, I admit on that video, I think it was about a 6 or 7 minute video, there was maybe 10 or 12 seconds of noise from the motor because I didn't have the mic on, and it was a little difficult to hear what I said. For those people who complained about that, I'm willing to give you a complete 100% refund for everything you paid for watching that video. But I'm going to do this video over again. Hopefully you can hear every word I say. Now, here's the drill. Here's how it works if you're going to make a U-turn from a stop. You want to turn the handlebars. In this case, I'm going to start with a full lock turn of the handlebars. I'm going to then put my foot up on the brake. I'm going to hold a little pressure on the brake, and as I release the clutch, I'm going to feel it holding the bike back just a little bit, and then when I'm ready to make the turn, I'm going to let the clutch out a little more, release some pressure from the brake. My head and eyes, this is the most important thing, my head and eyes will completely turn behind me. I'm looking behind me the whole time. That's how I'll start, and I will not straighten my head until the bike is going straight. Now, this is not a beginner's move. For beginners, if you want to learn to do this, how you do it is you turn the handlebars slightly, and then the same thing with the clutch and the brake, but you don't want to start off at full lock. What your brain is going to tell you is as soon as this bike starts to move, your brain is going to say, straighten out those handlebars. Well, if you do that, of course, you're going to go straight before the turn even starts. Get the idea that you want to be able to start off from a dead stop with the handlebars turned, even if they're turned only slightly. That would tell you how good you are with the clutch and throttle. And remember, head and eyes is the most important thing. Since I'm making a U-turn and going back this way, the entire time my head and eyes are turned. I will never, not even for a split second, look at the grass or look at anything else other than where I want to go, and that's directly behind me. Now watch again. Head and eyes, foot goes up on the brake. A little bit of pressure on, a little bit more now, because I actually want to hold the motorcycle back with the brake. I'm going to turn the bars, turn my head and eyes, and I feel that brake holding me back a bit, and I release a little brake and take right off. Now I hear a lot from what they call themselves experienced riders. Those are riders with 20 or 30 years experience, and they say you should not use the friction zone. So I would imagine the only way to make this U-turn, if you're not going to use the friction zone, is something like this. And the fact is, you have to use the friction zone even to duck walk the bike around. Otherwise, you have to push the bike forward with your feet, and it's just not going to happen. So even if you're doing it wrong and you don't know how to make turns or use the clutch and throttle, you still, even if you're duck walking the motorcycle, you're still using the friction zone. Now, if you think that riding a $25,000 or $30,000 motorcycle and doing this kind of thing with it is cool, that's okay with me. There ain't no law against it, but it doesn't have to be that way. You need to be in control with your motorcycle. The motor officer techniques, head and eyes, friction zone, little pressure on the rear brake. I've been teaching this for a little over 20 years to both motor officers and citizens, showing them how the motor officer techniques work. And I've been able to get people to do this and improve their skills at least 100% in a very short amount of time, sometimes as little as 2 hours. I turn the motorcycle to full lock, I turn my head and eyes, I bring up the revs just a little bit. I'm holding this bike back as I let the clutch out a tiny bit with the brake. Now I release pressure. And as you can see, the motorcycle comes around. It works every time, but don't start this way. Start by taking off with the handlebars turns slightly. Once you get that and you don't have to first straighten out the handlebars, well, then you're ready to turn them a little further, and eventually you get to full lock turns. That tells you you are doing very good with the clutch and throttle. You've mastered it. Till next time. Okay. Hey, Motorman here.
Wait, stop. It's not on.
No, it's on. Take the lens cover off.
Oh, jeez.